I've seen a lot of people asking about shopping for Magic cards in Japan, and having gone 3 times since COVID reopening, and every single time looking for Magic cards wherever I happen to go. The shop that has come up far and above the others for me has been HareruyaMTG. This most recent trip back in February of 2025, I went to at least 5 different shops in the Tokyo area. Each one I recommend looking anywhere you can go more than just one, because each one's going to have individual inventory based on their condition. Prices are going to vary. One may have much better prices than another, so make a list before you go. Look at their website for what their pricing may be, and go check them out. Now, I do need to put a disclaimer and say the prices I'm going to share right now are based off of an exchange rate of about 153 yen to a dollar. This is going to change, whether up or down, I don't know. Make sure to check before your trip and plan accordingly. So I'm going to show you the top 10 cards that I got. Each of these ended up being a $20 difference based off of buying them from TCG Player in English. That's the other thing to keep in mind. These prices are based off of buying cards in Japanese. The one that I did the best on was Eladamri, Lord of Leaves. Please excuse my terrible handwriting on the card. Price for an English copy on TCG Player, last I checked, was $48. I paid 1,500 yen, which came out to about $10 for a difference of $38. Now, this was listed as moderately played. I think it's in really great shape for the price. The biggest one that I bought during this trip was Ancient Copper Dragon. This, if I remember correctly, was listed as a near mint. Last I checked, the English price was $73. I paid 6,500 yen, which converts to about $42, for a difference of $30.60. Mana Volt, HP, heavily played, 4,200 yen, which comes out to $27. Versus the last I checked, 55. So I got it for about half the price of an English copy. And now, again, this was listed as heavily played. I think it's actually in fantastic shape. There is this little issue here. I think, honestly, I feel like, from what I've noticed, Japanese sellers do tend to rate their items, and this isn't just about Magic cards, harsher than sellers in America. So I think in the US this probably would be listed as a at least a moderately played. I have Ugin 5600 SP. That's what they use for lightly played. I forget what it stands for. 5,600 yen. It's about $36 versus 63 for an English copy on TCG Player. That is a difference of $26. And you can see, lightly played, this I would honestly call a near mint. I don't see a single blemish on here. Next up, Kozilek, Butcher of Truth, 2,400 yen, or about $15, versus 41 for an English copy, for a difference of $25. A lot of these I am rounding, so bear with me. Again, this one is a lightly played. This one I can see it more. I don't know how well it's coming up on the camera, but I do see some issues, which I think do make it a lightly played, but for that price difference. This, another one, they tag it as a heavily played. I do kind of see it on this one. Keep in mind, this is 800 yen, or about $5, versus $29 for an English copy of Shizo Death's Storehouse. The difference there is almost $24. Now, granted, the low price is because it is listed as a heavily played. Yeah, there's a little dent in there. Yeah, you can see it right there. So this one I think does hit the yeah. Oh yeah, there's also a card bend right there. So that definitely hits the heavily played criteria. But again, huge savings. So once you sleeve it up, no one's gonna know. Ulamog, the Infinite Gyre, $40 for an English copy versus 16 or 2,500 yen for this one. If it doesn't have one of these price tags on it, it should be near mint, generally speaking. I don't have all of them memorized what they were when I got them. The difference here was $23 once again. Next up, Phyrexian Altar. English price is $38. I got it for $16, or about 2,500 yen. So a difference of 21.70 cents. Again, if it without the name price tag on it, that means it's generally going to be near mint. This one is beautiful, and ready to go. Now, since I mainly play Commander, I really only buy one copy of cards, and I just proxy it into my other deck. So I do have a legal copy, and then I'm not going to keep buying multiple copies. Occasionally, you do find cards in other languages besides English and Japanese. So here is my Italian Sensei's Defining Top. That one was 1,000 yen, or about $6.50, versus $27. And now my English prices might be out of date too. I haven't updated this. Might be higher now. So a difference of over $20. This one is a bit rough. They had this tagged as a moderately played. You can see some. If I can get it, let's see. So again, it's another one. You just put it in a sleeve. It's totally fine. It looks good. Now, from my rat deck, Plague of Vermin. I got it for 700 yen, or about $4.50. That is $20 less than the $25 price tag I saw on TCG Player. Was probably lightly played. I see some little marks on it, but beautiful. Huge price difference, so I will live with it. And then last one. This one actually just falls under the $20 difference. It's Mana Echoes. This is actually the only red card that I bought while I was out there. I got it for 2,500 yen, or about $16, versus the $36 price tag I saw on TCG Player for an English copy. Again, the difference is just under 20 at 1970, and it is, of course, foil. So, and you get that good old Magic the Gathering Pringling. That is not all I bought, but I bought over 100. I'm not gonna dig into all of that. I wanted to just show the major price differences that I found. Again, price difference is going to largely be based off of what the exchange rate is, so double check before you get out there, and just know what you're looking for. And again, check out more than one Hareruya if you can. They are all over the country. I've gone to some in the Osaka area previously. This most recent trip, I was only in the Tokyo area. So that's all I had a chance to do. Their main shop is in Taranobaba, which is about one station away from Shinjuku. That's where you're going to find the most of them. There's also a really cool arcade right down the street, the Mikado Game Center. Very great retro game arcade. Everything's only 100 yen. Check that one out too. Anyway, if you have any questions about buying Magic cards in Japan, or Japan in general, I go a lot, so I'm happy to talk about it. Go ahead, feel free to leave some questions in the comments, and I'll let you know. Thanks for watching.